Trump announcing he would impose 25% tariffs against Mexico and Canada, more tariffs against China, the United States' three biggest trading partners. Major companies from Best Buy to Home Depot and Walmart all warning that tariffs could lead to higher prices. So, Senator, I wonder, are you comfortable with these tariffs, even if it does, in fact, lead to higher prices?
Well, Kristen, I think one of the most important things that we have as a nation is our economy. That's the most important, most incredible source of competitive advantage that the United States has. Access to our economy is a privilege. If you think about it, we've made access to this economy a strategic tool ever since World War II. If you think about what happened in Japan and countries in Europe when those economies were decimated, the United States put in place very favorable terms of trade to get those countries to rebuild their economies, to trade with us rather than trading with communist countries. We have used these tools effectively decade after decade after decade. Right now, the United States has the most open market of any major economy in the world. We need to take a very hard look at countries that don't have our best interest at heart, countries that are allowing our borders to be violated, and use those tariffs as a tool to achieve our ends.
But are you concerned this could lead to a trade war, Senator?
What it needs to lead to is a correction of the behavior that's taking place right now that is letting fentanyl flood into our border, that is allowing people to flood into our country, millions of people, undocumented, illegal people breaking into our country. It needs to stop. And President Trump is going to use every lever at his disposal to do it, and I think it's absolutely appropriate to use tariffs as one of those tools. It's a major tool.
You just heard me talking with Jake Sullivan about the situation that is unfolding in Aleppo and the focus.
Yes.
The question, could Bashar al-Assad actually fall in this moment? How do you see what's unfolding in Syria? Do you see this as a turning point?
I think what we've seen is a major turning point, particularly with respect to Israel's moves against Hazbollah. Again, Israel took these moves against the warnings of the Biden administration. The Biden administration did not want them to take the aggressive steps that they took in Lebanon to deal with Hezbollah. But what we've seen is Hezbollah is basically being decimated. And in the aftermath of that, you've seen Hezbollah's inability to continue to shore up Assad. That's led to this change that's now, as I understand it, Aleppo is now fallen. We may see Assad, on the map very, very soon. I think the situation has completely changed, but it's changed because of the leadership of Israel and their willingness to stand up to Hezbollah.
Let me ask it this way. President-elect Trump's pick for Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, had two secret meetings with Bashar al-Assad. In light of these latest developments in Syria, Senator, do those meetings concern you at all, and do you plan to vote to confirm her?
I'm not familiar with the meetings that she's had, and I certainly don't have to agree with every point of every one of President Trump's nominees. But I am here to support them, and I'm here to support the type of dramatic change that's underway. I think what Tulsi represents is a broad tent that President Trump has put in place, bringing together Democrats, bringing together people with different voices. What he's doing is he's reaching out and broadening the party and broadening our reach. He's bringing Tulsi into his cabinet to achieve a specific purpose, and I look forward to supporting that.
But Senator, you're saying you're not familiar with those meetings because they were secret meetings. Do you have questions about those meetings that you want answered before you vote yes?
My only understanding about the meetings is they took place sometime in the past.
But do they concern you, Senator? Do they concern you at all?
I can be concerned about it. I can understand it. I may even disagree with it. But it doesn't mean that I have to vote against or for a given candidate. But I plan to support President Trump's candidates because the American public needs to see dramatic change. And she's the type of candidate that will do that.
All right. Senator Hagerty, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
we
you,
really appreciate it.
Thanks.